guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and appreciate you guys swinging by the channel for today's episode. And guys, I got a great idea from one of the viewers of the channel, one of the subscribers. They wanted to know the difference between a hard jerkbait and a soft jerkbait. You know, the soft jerkbait like a fluke and just the hard jerkbait like a Megabass Vision 110. This is an excellent question. It's a really good idea for a video. So I'm going to explain to you guys the situations a hard jerkbait works the best in and a situation the soft jerkbait works the best in. And we're going to get into that in today's episode. And also, guys, I will link both of these in the description of my video. I'll put my Megabass jerkbait link in the description of the video, as well as my soft jerkbait, the fluke, here in the video. If you guys want to try some and get stocked up for upcoming jerkbait season, it's a good time to do that. I'll put everything, all the links in the description for you to do that. And also, guys, real quick, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, if you do want to learn how to fish jerkbaits, do my lessons at Table Rock and Stockton Lake, just shoot me a private message on my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler, and I'll get you all lined out with the details on it. Okay, what's the difference between the two? First of all, let's talk a little bit about the similarities and the differences. The similarities between the two is you do have a similar profile. They're sort of a minnow looking bait. You know, most of them are anywhere between 4 to 5 inches long, something like that. And both a hard jerkbait and a soft jerkbait dart through the water, you know, based upon how you work it. So they have a very similar action. They have a very similar profile, lure profile, and they appeal to some of the same triggering instincts to a bass in terms of when a bass is, you know, relating to a darting action, like a reflex strike from darting. But that's sort of where the similarities stop. There's a lot of differences. In fact, there's more differences than there are similarities between the two. Now, first of all, there are very few situations where both of these work at the same time. There are a soft jerkbait situation, and then there's a hard jerkbait situation, and there's differences in how you work them. So we're going to get over that in today's video. For the most part, when you're dealing with a soft plastic jerkbait like this is going to be a bait for when the fish are shallower. They're very sight oriented, and they're very aggressive on some type of a moving bait that moves horizontal through the water column. A soft jerkbait like this, you can work it at different speeds. You can work it really fast, you know, close to the surface. You can fish it at a slow pace. You can let it fall a little bit. It's pretty versatile in terms of that goes, but with a hard jerkbait, you have a little bit more variable, because you can have a hard jerkbait where it floats up, you can have it where it suspends perfectly or sinks. So therefore, the depth attainment is a lot more versatile, and what the bait can do is more versatile with a hard jerkbait. And like I said, it triggers a different reaction strike from the fish. So the most of the time when I'm using a soft plastic jerkbait, I find that they're going to work better in the springtime of the year when the bass are shallow. So for me, a soft plastic jerkbait, there's 2 windows during the year that they work good. The main window is when that water temperature is within 5 degrees of 60 degrees, sort of like 55, 65, maybe 70 degrees. Usually this is going to be anywhere between mid-March up until mid-May. That's the time frame where soft plastic jerkbait works really good, when those fish are up shallow, a lot of fish on the bank, and you can take a soft plastic jerkbait and just twitch it, you know, get it to work, you know, their erratic action, just fishing shallow, flat type of areas where the fish are spawning in. Now, there's also a secondary window during the fall time of the year where soft jerkbait works good in, pretty much like where we're in right now, October. One of the ways that you can catch them on a soft jerkbait in the fall time of the year, same type of deal, a cleaner water situation, but fishing it around some type of a target, like the edge of a boat dock, the edge of a lay-down tree, along a grass line, something like that, maybe even for schooling fish. It works pretty good in that type of a scenario. So that's pretty much limited. That's, in my opinion, that's pretty much the scenarios that a soft jerkbait works good in. Now, the hard jerkbait, a lot more applications to it. You have the whole, you know, cold water suspended jerkbait technique that we've been over a lot. You know, I don't want to really go into that in the video, but the hard jerkbait is designed to catch suspended bass that are, you know, sluggish in cold water, that are at various depth ranges, both suspended and on the bottom. Now, a jerkbait, a hard jerkbait, will pull a bass a lot farther distance away than a soft jerkbait. You know, hard jerkbaits, you know, they come with balancer systems and rattles, a lot of them. You got the hooks clanging against the plastic, so they make a lot more noise. So a soft jerkbait is going to be silent and quiet. Therefore, it's not going to be as good in, off-colored water or low light conditions. It's going to be better in clear water. The hard jerkbait is going to pull fish from a greater distance. That means you're going to pull fish up off the bottom at a deeper water and from a horizontal distance. That's the main thing with it. The next thing with it is the action on a hard jerkbait, depending upon how you work it, can be super aggressive or it can be very subtle. You can work a hard jerkbait super slow. You can reel it down and get it down to its depth, and then you can just let it sit there and suspend and just barely move it like that and barely move it, or you can vary the speed with it. But with the soft jerkbait, you can't do that because soft jerkbait has to fall. It's not going to go down on its own, so you have to let the bait fall and then start working it, and it doesn't suspend. If you stop working it, it's just going to keep falling. So that particular presentation is a lot different. But the hard jerkbait, you got retrieves anywhere from a super hard, almost like a violent type action that keeps the bait high in the water column, to light line, very twitching it, just getting it down super deep in the water column. That's the main thing. A lot of it has to do, again, with the scenario and the situation that you're fishing in. Just because this is called a soft plastic jerkbait does not mean it has the same catching abilities of it. In fact, I don't ever equate, when I think about a jerkbait, I don't ever think about a soft plastic jerkbait in correlation with that. For me, a soft plastic jerkbait is sort of like something like a floating worm or like the old sluggo. It's sort of like a super shallow bait for, finicky fish, clear water type of fish. And a jerkbait, you can catch fish on a jerkbait in anything over a foot of visibility. A lot of different conditions. You can fish it in windy conditions. You can get it down in windy conditions. Not so with some type of a fluke or a soft jerkbait. Very hard to fish. Like if the wind's blowing 20 miles an hour, the thing will sort of ski along the surface. So, it's more of a specialized lure category. Soft plastic jerkbaits, just like we talked, you've got a real small window that they're really good in, where a hard jerkbait is going to be a lot more versatile. A couple of different things you can do with a soft plastic jerkbait that makes it versatile with some different techniques. Sorry guys, just got the video cut off there. I'll finish up here real quick. A couple other things that you can do with the soft plastic jerkbait that you can't do with the hard one is a fluke or soft plastic jerkbait is an excellent Carolina rig bait. Guys, put it on a Carolina rig, catches a lot of fish. Another thing you can do with it that I catch a lot of fish on is flip and pitch it. Texas rig it, just like you would a Texas rig worm or something. Put like a 1/4 ounce slip sinker on it and just pitch it and flip it around shallow cover, like a green pumpkin or a watermelon color. Works really good for that. And again, I do like to fish a fluke on that core tackle hover rig. It really works good with that. So anyway, I hope it helps you guys catch a few guys. We'll check in later.